Hello friends, welcome to PiCloud Studio. This is Gopal and today we're going to talk about how to integrate Google Drive with our applications. First of all, we need to understand why we need to go for a Google Drive. As you are aware that I'm giving you the application that allows you to store the informations like the events information and who were that in the events and what they gifted to you. If they gifted the money, then we are just taking the entry of the money. If they gifted any silver or gold, we are taking the picture of it and storing it into the device. So you must be understanding that we are not taking your data anywhere else. So your data is owned by you. So which means we are not synchronize your data into our server. In that case, you're putting all the information, you trust on us, and you're putting all the information in the in my application like a gift registry. But when you lose the devices, you lose the data as well. So to overcome this one, we are providing this opportunity like a Google Drive integration opportunity that allows you to connect with your own Google Cloud, which means you have to create a Google. Already you might be having the Google account. You just have to sign in with the Google Drive and integrate this application with your Google Drive so that all your data will be uploaded into your Google Drive folder. That means again you own the data by yourself. We are not touching your data. It remains the same. So when you lost the devices, you just have to go to the another devices. You just have to sign in with the same Google Drive account or Google account. You just have to synchronize with the Google Drive again so that the data, whatever you upload into the one device, will be downloaded into the other device. Please note that we are not merging the data between the different devices. For example, for the same event, you might be having 3 different devices and 3 different devices working on independently within the same Google Drive and trying to make the data. So no, that will not happen. So we allow you to record the information in only one devices. If you lost the devices, if you're able to synchronize your data with your Google Drive, then we can able to restore the information on another device. Okay, so that gives you the opportunity to get your data back when you lose the devices. So that's the reasons. So first we need to enable the Google Drive API. That's why we are coming into the Google Cloud. So let's see how we're gonna do that one. console.cloud.google.com. First we have to create a new project for our application that I have created. So if you want to create a new register, so you have to go to the new project and see it's a gift register, and then you have to go with the provide organization name. As of now we don't have anything, so we just go ahead and create the new ones. So now the project has been created. Once the project has been created, first you have to go to the Google Drive and choose your project. Here drop down and choose it as a gift register demo. I'm choosing this one. Next you have to go to the, and then you could see API services and go to the libraries. There you can find something like a Google Drive API. Just click on it and do enable. The moment you enable the Google Drive API, it allows you to create a few other credentials. You have to create one credential that helps us to access the Google Drive API through our applications. So for that, you just have to create this one. And first you have to say create credential and OAuth client ID. Once you click on it, so it's asking you to configure the consent screens. That's okay. I'm going ahead and doing that one. So I'm making it as an internal. It's only available for the user within our organizations. And this one, second one is available to any test to use the Google account. Your app will start testing the mode with only available to the user and add the rest of it. Once your app is ready and pushed to the production, you may have to verify your applications. Yeah, perfect. So in this case, I want to go for the external one and create a new. And here, I have to create the app name. App name, as we know, it's a gift register. Just providing that information here. Gift register. And then I'm saying that gmail.com, that's my one, and we'll have to choose for app logo. For app logo, I'm already having this as for contact. I'm saying that I'm giving some mail address for the testing purpose. Definitely I'm going to disable this one after this demo is completed. So I'm save, and once everything is done, you'll have to go to the scope, add no scope. I'm not doing anything here at the moment for test users. Yes, we need this one because once this APIs get integrated, I want to test it with the view email address. So for testing purpose, I say ballin3@gmail.com is one of the email address I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna use Fire Studio gmail.com as well. So I'm adding this to. That's it. Now I'm saying save and continue. This is gonna be a summary for me, and that's it. So back to the dashboard. And then I'm going again to the same Google API. Now it should have allowed me to create that credentials. So I'm going to the manage again. I'm going to the credentials. Now I'm going to create a credentials. So identify your app using the simple API key to check the photos. Request app that can use the user's data. So I'm going to the second one. I'm going to create application type. I'm going to say Android, and this one I will say gift register Android app. And the package I'm going to give like com.iappstudio.gift register. If you are not aware of this, just open your Android Studio, go here and pick this name. This is the one you're supposed to give it over there. So just copy and paste it here. That's it. And the next one would be SHA certificate fingerprint. For that, the better way you're gonna get with this one, go ahead and click on this task, signing report. Then that one gives you SH1 certificate fingerprint. So this is the one we're supposed to give it there. Copy and paste it here and create. Fortunately I was using the same I've created one before, right? So I just have to delete that one. Let's see, but this is the procedure. Once you create this one, and this is my client ID, and you don't have to download the JSON because system is good enough, this API is good enough to identify the systems when you are launching the application. So it has a package name. By using this package name, it can able to authorize in your applications. So that's it. Google Cloud is done. So to do the backup, we have multiple options here. If you go to here, we have something called as full backup content. Here it allows you to take the full backup when the application is installed. But the problem here is it will take up to 25 MB of data. The maximum note is 25 MB. But in our cases, we might be having a number of photos, because we never know how many people gonna give you the gift, or how many people gonna give you the gold and silvers when you're going for the big occasions, maybe 10 or 20. So if you take a photo of 10 or 20, it comes around nearly 30 MB. So we might losing all the information to be stored in the database with the default options. That's the reason we are coming with the Google Drive. So through the Google Drive, our plan is we're going to create one now. Google, once your synchronization happen, like when you sign in with your Google account, we're planning to create one now. A folder in your main Google Drive devices, like a gift registry. Then we are trying to upload all the data in the form of all the photos you capture as part of this application will be uploaded into the Google Drive along with your databases. Next one is the databases will be uploaded in the form of JSON. We don't want to dump the database as it is, and instead we export all the information as part of JSON and putting it in the Google Drive. That's the main idea. To integrate Google Drive, I'm creating the submodule called as PiCloud. If you look at the PiCloud Gradle file, you could see this. There are a couple of libraries I've added that help me to do the Google authentications and sync the data with the Google Drive. So first one is Supply Services Auth that help us to do the Google authentications, like if my device is configured with multiple accounts, if I choose on the account, then it will perform the sign-in operations, and that gives me the signed-in users. And the rest of the libraries help me to sync the data with the Google Drives. So quickly go and see how the File Drive Manager is all about. First function in the Pi Drive Manager is a Pi Drive Services. So it's gonna gives you the drive classes, and you could see like a Google sign-in, like a get log sign in account, and I'm providing the context that gonna give me the currently signed in user informations. If I'm signed with the Google booball3@gmail.com, this is gonna be this Google account object will be having my informations about the booball3@gmail.coms. And here you could see that I'm just accessing this, I'm using the OAuth 2 and providing the context, and here I'm giving the scope. The scope can be like files, and it can be app data. At the moment I'm going with the file, so that I'll be putting everything into the Google Drive folder that can be readable by the users. And here I say the credential, I'm creating the credential object. After that I'm just set the selected account as the account which I currently signed in, and then I'm creating the driver object that by using the builders like a net HTTP port. This one I just copied from the Google and putting it as it is. And here is more important things like I'm setting the application name. Application name is nothing but my current application which I'm working on, which is nothing but a gift register. You can access this information from the Pi sessions, which has two information like app data and package name that has been initialized when the application is getting launched. So we need a drive. So drive we can get it from here, and then to create a folder you just have to use this function create folder, and you can get a drive here by using the get drive services which we created here. And then we are creating a folder informations here. To create a folder, again you have to use a file. This objects comes from the driver model, and here you just have to specify the name of the folder, which is nothing but a gift register. I'm just setting the MIME type. So MIME type is nothing but like content type. As it's a folder, you have to specify this name, application/vnd .google apps folder. So this help us to create this folder here. So once you it will create a it gives you the mem type, and you put the mem type here. That's it. So having this metadata, you have to invoke Google Drive .files.create. This is a function help you to create this folder. So whatever the information you configured here, this file information, you just have to put it here and say execute. Then it will execute and create the folder or files whatever is specified under this file object, and then it will sync the data with the drive. At the end, once your execution is done, is successful, it gonna gives you the folder ID. You can store that folder ID for further usage, because we wanted to put all the information like a JSON or the images we captured as part of this application. Everything has to be put in this specific folder, so we need to know this folder name for further operations. So that's why I'm keeping this file name in the shared preferences by saying that Google Drive folder ID. Now this is the one. We'll come to the search file later. So next function we're gonna discuss about is upload file to drive. So to upload the files to drive, I'm just get the files whichever I wanted to update. This again Java or Kotlin files, a simple file that comes from this java.io, and the type of the file, like that is a JSON. This is nothing but the mem type, whether it's a JSON or it's a JPEG or any other format. And then here I'm specifying the folder ID, which is nothing but where this file has to be uploaded, whether you want to upload in the root of the Google Drive, or you want to specify into the specific folder. So as I discussed before, like all our files has to be uploaded into the gift register folder. That's an idea. First we need to create a file object, like this is nothing but the drive model dot file, and then you have to specify the file name is nothing but this file name can be considered as the file name of this one, and then we are setting the parent, like where you want to upload the data. So here we say that as this folder ID, so you can upload the same file into the multiple folders if you want. And then finally we are creating the file content object. It's again, this file content object comes from the Google library, like a Google HTTP client, and you have to specify the type, whether it's we said the content type has to be set here. On the real file we wanted to upload, those information has to put as part of the file content. And then finally here is a magic code, like a Google Drive dot files. Then we have to say create, and then we are specifying this metadata, the file metadata whatever specified here, and the real file content, and say execute. So once again this file is executed, you will be receiving the file object as a result, where you can access this information out of it, like ID, name, and a web content link, a web link, whatever the information you can able to access it here. If anything goes wrong, again we are putting this information to timber dot as a error log, and we printing that information here. So we are good with up to upload the files. Now we'll say how to delete it. So to delete the files, you need to know the file ID. Providing the file ID, you just have to access the driver files and delete and execute. That will be help you to delete the operations as well. To access the files in the specific drive, you just have to say Google Drives dot files, and you can list. By using this information, you can specify like page token. This I just copied from the Google, and you can specify the space. It's nothing but a Google space. It's nothing but the folder informations. You can specify it here if you want, and then you just have to say you go through the list, and you can able to print all the files available in the specific app. And please note that you can able to access only the files created by your applications. I don't think you can able to access the files created by any other application in the Google Drive. So to know if you want to access other informations available in the Google Drive, you need to explore much more on this. But this specific video is all about how to access the files uploaded by you, which means your application. Then the such file operations is nothing but by providing the file name, content type, and the folder ID, we can able to search the files into the Google Drive. So again, we are just taking the drive, and then we are specifying the tokens and all. This is a copy pasted code, and then we have a query. This query operations help you to perform the search in the Google Drive. So to construct the query, I'm just checking whether my file name is exist or not. If my file name is exist, I have to say query is equal names equal to the file name whatever I specify. Please make sure that you are putting this file name into the double quotations, otherwise it won't work. And I'm checking my mem type is available or not. If it's available, I'm checking my file name is already exist or not. If both are available, I have to say first I have to take this query, the name is equal to file name, and I have to specify and conditions here, and I'm saying the mem type is equal to this one. I'm putting this into the quotations. And there are multiple things. These are the key values, name and mem type and all. You cannot able to change it. So to search this operation, to construct this query, I'll be sharing the Google link. You can refer the documentation, and you can perform the query accordingly as per your needs. And here I'm specifying the space where you exactly wanted to perform these operations. Basically, I wanted to do this in the gift register folder, which is nothing but the folder ID here. If the folder is available, I'm just setting the space. And finally, I'm saying that request.queue is equal to query, and the request is nothing but this one. Okay, and finally, I'm just doing the execute operations. I'm just specifying the list of files will be put back to the file list, and the file list will be sent back to the column. Next one is a download file from the Google. So you need to know the file ID. By providing the file ID, I can able to give you the byte array of output stream, and you decide how you wanted to write this informations into the drive or something. So I'm creating the output stream here. Again, drive.files get. I'm providing this ID here and execute. This is a function you're supposed to. It will help you to perform the media download. So you have to say execute media and download to, and you are specifying the output stream where you wanted to download this informations. Once it's done, I'm providing output stream back to the caller and you decide how you wanted to handle this output stream. So if you go here, download media, I'm just specifying I'm taking the output stream. I'm just putting the file name here, and then just putting this information in the directory of picture directory, which is nothing but files/pictures, where I'm just putting this I'm writing this output stream here. So you could see that I'm creating the file output stream. This output stream, I get it as part of this result. I'm just writing this information into the file output stream here. So here I'm specifying the folder name. This is a local, like I'm creating the folder in the files apps files directory, and I'm setting the file name as the file name whichever JSON is specified. I'm creating the local file here, and based on this local file I'm creating the file output stream, and the output stream is available here. So this our output streams comes from the server, like Google output stream. I'm writing this output streams to here so that this files will be go and written over it here. If something goes wrong, I'm closing the stream and I'm just logging this information. And if you look at the DB JSON, here I will be getting the byte stream again. I'm converting that byte stream into the array to byte array, and I'm using the JSON object to convert this byte array. I'm just converting this byte array into the JSON string, and using this JSON object, this JSON string will be converted to the JSON, and reading out this information from the Google from the JSON. You could see that I'm creating the byte table out of this information, and then byte table will be having all three details. You could see list of event, list of guest info, list of media. If you look this carefully, I'm just taking the JSON object. I'm checking whether events arrays exist or not. If it exists, then I'm just converting that events into the array of events. I'm putting it into the byte table. The same goes for guest as well, and same goes for the media as too. So finally I'll return back to the byte table to the caller. So this is how you are supposed to download the JSON files. And this is the basic operations you could do with Google Drive. The rest all your logic, whether you want to sync the data. Here if you look at me, I'm just checking is my synchronization time is already recorded or not, which means whenever the synchronization is completed, I just put in the current date here. If synchronization is not happened, then I'm checking I already have any data in my local DB or not. If it's available, then what I'm doing is I'm downloading the DB and matching the data, current data with this, so that I can able to see the data is available in my machine and the data that I got downloaded from the server both together, and have it in a single database. And I'm upload backup is nothing but it will take a backup of current database as a JSON file and put it into the system. You can see it here, like if I'm checking whether previously uploaded any JSON files or not. If it's uploaded, what I do is I'm deleting this previous JSON file that I uploaded in the Google Drive. Otherwise I'm checking is there any files exist in the systems. Like maybe I'm not done the synchronization in my machine, but there is one JSON file that already exists in the Google Drive. Okay, for that I'm just searching the files by providing the file name, and the content type is this one. I'm just deleting all the JSON files available into the gift register folder, and then here is where I'm just fetching all this list of events from the database, and list of guests and list of media. I'm creating the JSON object, and then I'm using JSON to convert this object into the JSON format and putting this converting this into the string, like JSON string to JSON string, and putting it in the form of event. This is a key. Event JSON will be put, event array will be put it into the event key. Again, JSON list guest string will be put in the guest ID, and a media array will be put in the media key. By using this JSON, I'm creating the files here, right, under this path, like I'm taking the files folder and slash, and JSON file name is nothing but my app file name, and then I'm writing it here. This is a local writing, and this is uploading to the Google Drive. And finally, if I get the file information, I'm putting that file into the JSON file ID. So first thing is, like I'm deleting the files available in the Google Drive first, then I'm uploading it to the Google Drive. So this is for JSON upload, and the rest of the logics are like do download. If I already made a synchronization once, what I supposed to do is I just have to upload the backup, whatever I have it in my system, I just upload into the backup. If you look at the do upload backup, what I'm doing is just uploading the database, then uploading my media files as it is. So upload the media files is again as simple, like I'm going into the picture directory, I'm listing out all the files available here, and just here first of all I'm going each file, I'm just checking whether the file is already exist in the drive folder or not. If it's not exist, then uploading to the driver, otherwise I'll say file is already exist. And then I'm list down all the files available in the logs. This for only the login informations. The fresh install is nothing but a download, which means I don't I just install the applications, but I have some backup in the Google Drive. In that case, what I'm supposed to do is, before entering any information into my database, like my systems, I just go and sync the data so that fresh data will be downloaded and synced here. So in that case, it doesn't perform the sync or merge operation because I don't have anything in my local machines. This is how the PiDrive manager is. Let's quickly dive into how UI has been constructed for this specific screen. You could see that here, like initially, I'll just go one frame down. So this is my initial screen, like I have icons. You could see that information in the auth intro screen. Before that, I'll show you how my auth intro view model is all about. I'll be capturing the state. These are the states I wanted to maintain as part of this view model. So I created different data classes for it, like user logged in, current users, and sync data, sync date, when it was synced last time, and is loading it or not, whether is any current operation is performing. Is this view model performing any operation in the background or not? Those to decide that one, we need to add this one as well. So I'm just maintaining the state here. This state has been exposed to the UI through the state flow, and I'm creating one private variable. This is nothing but a Google SignIn options build object. So this to create a Google SignIn options, I'm creating the Google SignIn option with the builder pattern. So I just say default sign-in, and I'm requesting the email and requesting the profile as well, and he has specifying the scope. I say it's a scope of drive.scope files and drive.app folder, which means I can I'm accessing the drive's informations as a scope and just building it. And then finally, if you look at the Google SignIn client, is nothing but I'm using the library Google SignIn and saying get client and pausing the context and the sign-in option. So this gonna gives you the Google SignIn client. And I'm calling the initialization is very simple. I'm just taking the currently logged in users. If users already logged in, then I may get the account information, otherwise I'll be getting the null informations. So if it's a null, I'm just checking it's not equal to null, it's nothing but the user sign in or not. If user sign in, it will be having the information, it will be not null, so it's a true, otherwise it will be false. and the uploading account info that like once sign in is successful, I'll be getting this Google sign in account information. I'll be putting it here. And performing logout is very simple, like I'm taking this Google sign in client and just do sign out and do initialization. It gives me the null, and this became as a false too. And last synchronization date is nothing but the date information I stored into the database, preferences. Like I'm trying to access lost sync time from the preference. If it's available, then update it here. And sync now, just performing the sync operation which I specified earlier. 5 drive manager do sync, and then the subsequent sync result will be posted here. If the result is loading, then I'll be updating is loading is true, and otherwise I'm updating is a false, and updating the data as well. So is loading, if the information is loading, the data you may posted here will be rendered over there. If you look at here, when before doing the synchronization, this is as it's a channel flow, I keep sending the current status back to the caller. Here I'm sending it like a resource not loading as a connecting with the Google, and status is loading and data is nothing but this one. This is what I'm capturing it here. This is loading, just not just capturing the capturing the, it's making it so true and capturing the data from here, and everything is success. Then I'm just taking the current time and formatting this way and putting it into the share preferences. And finally let's just call last sync date, so that this whatever the information I have been stored into the preferences will be read it out and updated with this UI state. So this is what my view model is all about. It's very simple. And this auth intro screen, so this screen is nothing but the screen I showed here, like by default this one. You could see it here. This is a column, will be having a icon on the top, add icon, and title. And description gonna be vary. If the user is already signed in, then I'm making the sign out, the description is different, otherwise it will be Google sign in like this. And what else I have here, this is a error. If anything goes wrong, then I'll be updating the error information here. And if users sign in, those information will be rendered here. That information you could see it here. If user is not signed in, and if something errors occurred, then I'll be showing the authentication is failed, training later. Otherwise I'm just taking the signed in user information, display name and email address will be rendered down here. And then I'll be having this button configured. If user is logged in, then it will say Google sign out. If user is not logged in, it will say the Google sign in. And the moment user clicks on it, if user is signed in, I'm performing the logout operations. Otherwise I'm just performing this perform login. So again, the perform login is like a functions. It will launch, it will take the Google sign-in client from the view model, and it takes the intent out of it. It's all comes from the library. We have not done anything. And we have some launcher activity, which is nothing but remember launcher activity for us. This is a way you're supposed to invoke the launcher in the Jetpack Compose, and the result will be handled here. And I'm saying this launcher.launch with this intent, this sign-in intent, so that invokes this one. So it will show this pop-up, and user clicks on it, and then it will ask the different permissions. If you approve everything, if everything goes well, then the result will becomes here, and the sign-in data, where result will be having that signed in user informations. So I'm taking the data out of it. I'm using the Google sign-in .get sign-in account from intent. So I'm passing this intent so that the sign-in Google sign-in library gives me the data associated with this, gives me the Google sign-in account associated with this data, whatever I get it from the launcher activity. Here I'm adding the completion handlers. If it's successful, then I'll be receiving all this informations. I'm updating the update. If it's successful, I'll get the result here, and updating the upload account info with all those informations. Otherwise I'm just logging the data, logging the things here as something goes wrong kind of things. And you could see this demo here. The user clicks on it, then you could see this informations like signed in user, a name and an email address, and this will be turned into the Google sign out. And we have some information here down, like I could see that I could show you that will be like a sync view, which is nothing but it's a down after it will be available after sign out button, where it's giving the summary like title, data synchronization, and the descriptions, and again subtitle, and if users not synced before, how I deciding that one is based on the last sync date. If last sync date is null, then I can consider the data synchronization has not happened, and then if it's happened already, then this will be providing the date, last sync date. At the moment in the description I have saying that data synchronization is scheduled midnight 12 AM every day, but it's not happening at the moment. We need to perform some work, like we need to configure the worker manager and worker to perform this operation. You can see this one as part of the next video as well. So at the moment the synchronization happening within the same page, so no worker thread is available at the moment. And if it's loading, I'm just showing the progress indicator till the loading is till the synchronization is completed. We should be avoiding this one. I told you I'll do it in the next video. And yeah, when the user clicks, I'm having the synchronization button here. The moment user clicks on it, it will perform the sync operations. So it's could see that it's at the moment is empty, and the moment I do sync, it will be downloading the media files. There is no media files updated here, just uploading the databases whatever is available here to the drive. You could see that gift register JSON is getting created, and there are two files. Whatever the photos I captured will be put it back into the Google Drive, and all of a sudden if you see it properly, you could see the status getting updated, like update media, uploading media backup, and you could see that backup is getting uploaded to the drive, and everything is done. You could see the last synchronization date over there. So it's okay. That's it for the day. Let me know if you guys have any doubt, or put it in the comments. I'm very much happy to address it. Otherwise, thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for spending a long time to watching this video for this long. I really appreciated it. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.